Whoa, hello to the gamers. Welcome to the channel. We're keeping it casual. I want to have a nice little throwback to the gaming commentary era that I grew up in. I'm just going to talk about whatever comes up. Whatever comes to my mind. Please keep it civil in the comments, because today we're talking about politics. I know. Don't click off. Don't click off. Trust me, I'm gonna try and keep it very civil. Now, why am I gonna talk about politics? Because I don't know. It's kind of fun sometimes. More about, you know, the whole horse race of who is actually gonna win an election. I'm gonna really try and stay away from the real hot button issues and just talk about like the vibes. The vibes. That's all that matters. The narratives are all that matter. So what I really want to talk about is debates, considering we just had one, and it seems like we're not going to have any more. I mean, we're going to have a presidential one, or a vice presidential one, apparently, in like a week, but yeah, that's it. And considering what has happened and how the entire narrative has shifted with the previous debate, I really am cooking up a nice thesis as to what really matters in debates, especially since 2016, since a certain Mr. Trump entered the scene. So what really sticks in our minds about these debates, like days, weeks, months after they actually happen, because you don't remember it all. You just remember like a little snippet in your mind, the most salient thing that you can imagine. What is this? An insta-kill? Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I really can't believe on my first video on this channel, I got downed on round 2 on Keto der Toten. I think, you know, fucking kill me, I guess. Anyway, the debates. The 2016, who do we have? We got Mr. Trump and Mrs. Clinton. And what does anybody remember from that debate? Or any of them, in fact. It's a classic zinger from Mr. Donald. Because you'd be in jail. Obviously. Oh shit. That's the only thing anyone remembers. And it really does capture the vibe of the country at the time. And why he ended up winning. It was a complete rejection of the establishment politicians, particularly Hillary. I mean, she was as career politician as they come. And it really vesseled the anger that the American people felt towards Washington, towards Congress, towards all these politicians, and suggesting jailing them for their metaphorical and potentially, in some cases, actual legitimate crimes that they've committed. And we end up going to 2020, which was an odd year, to say the least. I don't know if I can say it on the platform. I forget how the censorship still is on YouTube, so I'm not going to say the word. But we had a new contender to the throne. We had Mr. Joey Biden. And he actually gets the zinger this time around. And what is that? The good old, will you just shut up, man? And again, completely, utterly captures the vibe of the country and how he was able to win. People were just tired of Donald Trump. Especially during a time of crisis. If there was no crisis during that year, I doubt that the election would have gone that way. But people really just wanted a return, like a nice warm blanket on top of them. Even though they took it off because they thought that blanket was suffocating them 4 years ago, they realized, oh man, I'm actually cold right now. There's an ice age out there, and I need this blanket. A nice return to the establishment politics, and that's what they got, or so they thought. As they said, the adults are back in charge, but has it really seemed like that? I don't know. I mean, there's an adult, but I don't know if he knows where he is, and you know that segues really nicely into our next debate, that happened earlier this year. And, you know, this is the only year we actually get to talk about two debates, because there are two Democratic candidates. And why is that? Well, the first 2024 debate was so fucking awful for Mr. Joe, because there's not even a quote here. It's just a facial expression of what the hell is going on and where am I? And it just completely tore away the veil that's been, like, over the country over the last 3.5 years. And yeah, of course, it's going to lead to him stepping down. I don't even know where this fits inside of this thesis, because he's not ready for president anymore. It's just so obvious. Now, I mean, maybe the closest thing here is that there is at least a return somewhat to truth, in that everyone can now agree and everyone knows that the current president of the United States is pretty much not there at all. But yeah, I don't know. We have to wait until what happens in November, especially because we just had our second debate, and what happened there, and what's the only thing that anyone remembers from that? What, about 2.5, 3 weeks out now? Mr. Donald gets the quote yet again of, they are eating the dogs. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the pets. And, I mean, an insane quote. I think out of all these, it wins in terms of sheer just like, what the fuck? But as to where it fits in on this political thesis of mine, I really don't know, because there's not actually a winner yet. So I basically have to predict my own answers, which means if Donnie wins, if good old Donald Trump wins the election, I think this represents the fact that people are just completely willing to go with a story that fits their biases, just because the problem itself is so bad, and that problem is immigration, and because, yeah, that people just care way too much about immigration. They're like, yeah, you know, I'll go with the story, even if it's not true. I can believe it. And if Kamala ends up winning, then people are sick of that. It's complete rejection of that type of thing, and they're just sick of lies, no matter if they have an underlying truth or anything. I think those will be the stories, and people are just, again, it's going to be sick of Trump's antics yet again. Anyway, sorry, the game almost crashed. Plutonium is acting weird today. Anyway, I do want to talk more about the last debate, because yeah, it's super interesting to see how the narrative has evolved since debate night, especially, and seeing like whose opinions aligned with whose, like directly immediately after the debate. And I mean, that's all changed now. Again, you know, I was playing this the other day, and I got a max ammo right before the dog round, and it happened again. What are the odds? Oh, it's not gonna be a dog round. That's crazy. Anyway, let's talk about the Democrats' opinion of the debate immediately during and after. Of course, they thought Kamala won. She did great. She was amazing. She owned Trump. She was the prosecutor going up against a convicted felon. She owned him. She baited him. She beat him at his own game. She got him, made him look angry. Got some zingers in. Meanwhile, he was just completely off topic. He was rambling. He brought up fake news, and he got fact-checked by the moderators all the time. And it's unbelievable how anybody thought that Trump won, because he just looked like awful, and it was genuinely an embarrassing performance from him. And Kamala, like, cleared. She absolutely defeated him. Meanwhile, on the right, it was actually somewhat similar reaction. I don't know many on the right who actually thought Trump won the debate while watching it. He had so many opportunities to call out her lies or her positions, or get like the kill shot in on her, but he just didn't. He kept rambling and not answering any questions. And to be fair, he kept bringing it back to immigration and the economy, which, I mean, for him is smart. But so like everyone else, it just looked bad, especially the dog thing, eating the pets, eating the dogs, because like only the most terminally online people even knew about that potential story, and the fact that he brought it up on national television without like even like checking if it was true was insane and kind of and genuinely embarrassing. He did at least manage to hammer his message home in the closing remarks, especially pointing out that Kamala could have done any of these over the last 3.5 years. Hell, she could go down to the White House now and start doing some of that because we know Joe is not in charge. But yeah, I mean, that saved it from being a total wash and also kind of kickstarted the vibe shift that I observed following the next 2 weeks. I mean, of course, you had all the news media saying that Kamala won, that it was ridiculous, it wasn't even close, but there were also some things that happened right after the debate that were shocking. One, Taylor Swift endorsement. Why that happened right after the debate? It took any momentum, any like big swing that could have had, and just like it was gone. Like I feel like it didn't do anything, and that's even true. Apparently, there's polls that like show that it barely did anything, which is crazy. Like we all knew it was gonna happen, but she chose the worst timing to do that. And then there were some like polls about independence during and right after the debate showing that Kamala didn't win them over at all. In fact, they really agreed with what Trump was putting down, which considering how divided we are as a country, those were the kind of the people that you needed to win over to have a chance at actually winning. And that was really when the vibe started to shift, because I was shocked at that. I did not believe that. Oh yeah, Kamala looks better, so people clearly think that they'll be swayed to her. But like her problem is that, yeah, while she was technically better at the debate, she really didn't do anything to help her win. She didn't win over the independents because she didn't actually really say much of her policies, and like she spent too much of her time trying to bait Trump and like do petty personal attacks, which, I mean, I'm not against petty personal attacks, but if that's all you're talking about, and you're trying to go after the guy that does that, and you're trying to like be morally above him, I don't know why that would be your strategy. Especially because you just got switched out from another candidate like a month and a half ago. People need to know you, and you just didn't do that. Of course, he starts calling immediately after to start doing more debates, and Trump says no, because they realized, yeah, we did the debate, but you completely failed at your one mission of actually trying to win over the people you need to win over. And where are the dogs? I guess the Haitians really did eat them, because they're not here. Oh. Yeah, the no politics combined with an extremely unlikable personality. Like, you thought Hillary had bad personality? She's a whole nother level. Like, I don't know what she was doing. Her facial expressions during the debate, her like hand movements, like it was all so manufactured, so fake. Apparently, like, she spent a lot of time prepping with like Hollywood before the debate, and if that's what that was, that's tough. I don't know why you would do that. It genuinely like backfired. Then of course, like, her only like statement that went viral was only because she kept giving more interviews, or like really softball interviews after the debate, and she kept repeating verbatim the same paragraph on the economy question of growing up in a middle-class family, opportunity economy, etc., etc. And that's crazy that Trump gets to go viral for something that's just like potentially not true, but really speaks to an issue that people care about, the underlying immigration question, which, this is Trump, this is the Trump special. Say something outrageous to get everyone to report on it, and to really report on the underlying truth, where they never would have talked about it before, which is, the 20,000 Haitians running amok in Springfield, Ohio, and among other small towns in the country. And Kamala's stuff goes viral, basically showing that she's fake as fuck, which, unfortunate, sad. And then, after all of this, like, there's the polling that's been going on, there's not really a significant shift towards Kamala, basically, because of those independents that agree way more with Trump on stuff than Kamala. And then what else has happened since that debate? There's been a second assassination attempt on him, Not apparent, because there's just a letter released today showing that, yeah, he absolutely intended to assassinate the guy. There was a huge Trump rally in New York, which is crazy. I mean, there's polls even showing that Trump is up, or at least competitive, in states that he shouldn't be. The momentum is fully on his side, even after the debate, which, you know, is completely counterintuitive to how I thought it was going to go. I thought it was a disaster. Everyone thought that his campaign was done. And yet, defying all odds, he comes out on top. And even today, there were some polls released by the New York Times showing him, like, what, up 5 in Arizona? Even though, like, a month ago he was down 4? That's insane. Of course, take polling with a grain of salt. I mean, even though all of these guys got 2020 completely wrong, as in they were showing Biden up like double digits in some states when he only won by like 1 or 2. So I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. I don't know if they've corrected themselves, they've corrected their mistakes from 2016 and 2020. I don't know. But it's just, to me, it is really funny to see, like, I don't know. Again, he's Teflon Don. I don't understand how, technically, yeah, he didn't win the debate, but he's winning. It's just, I guess, the state of the country, most people, I guess, just really think the state of the country is that bad right now, that they just are just completely rejecting the current administration, which, you know, she's a part of, and I guess, like, no matter what they say, they can't get rid of that, and I don't know what our campaign is doing. I think, from what I've seen, the campaign is really just focused on making sure that she seems popular, and there's a consensus that she's winning, that she's on top, that she's popular, that everyone's with her, instead of actually making a case for the American people. Because you saw this pattern when they announced her as the replacement for Biden. There was just, you couldn't go on any social media, you couldn't go anywhere without just seeing this clearly, like, botted Kamala support. And then I guess the money dried up right before the debate, and then immediately after the debate it happened again, and now we're back to the status quo. I don't know if they're going to do it again. They probably will. We're 40 days to the election. I mean, early voting has started. Who knows what's going to happen? I can't predict. I'm not a political scientist. I follow these for fun. It was really just interesting to see how the whole story plays out. But no matter what happens, at least I'm gonna be playing zombies. At least I'm gonna be playing video games. At least I'm gonna be talking to you guys. Trust me, not every video is gonna be political. This is just one that I thought was pretty cool. It was a nice, slight observation I made. So yeah, take it easy. I'll see you next time. I think we're gonna be talking about some Halo next time, actually. I think that's my plan. Oh, Nova 6, don't do it to me. Come on. Come on. Let me have this. Yes! Oh, no, I'm still alive. What the hell? Oh, no. I'm not gonna be able to do it. Okay. Well, I guess the crawler got me. Alright, I'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you want to talk about anything I talked about, talk in the comments. I want to see everyone's opinion here. It's a conversation. Alright? I'll see you guys later.